Welcome, everybody. We're here. We're live now for yet another episode of Laying It Down with Big D. I, of course, am your host, Andrew Big D Morrow, here. And I don't know what this lump is in my bed. I'll have to suss that out later on. We'll figure that out. But right now, let's not keep our guests waiting. I have a big-time streamer here in NA CS, SleepySav.
Hello.
we just met each other 10 minutes ago, so you're gonna get to witness us getting to know each other. How are we doing today?
Honestly, doing really well. I got a little bit of outside time, touched a little bit of grass, so I'm feeling good.
Oh, that's sick.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward to touching grass here. And
Yes. How much do you touch grass? Are you a grass toucher or are you inside mostly?
look at these chins. Does it look like I touch a lot of grass? Come on now.
I can't.
I touch grass when I go to land. That's when I touch. I mean, we go to the dog park every morning. We wake up by 6 a.m. and we go to the dog park for 30 minutes every morning right down the road. And so I get a good walk in, and he's an active dog, so I got to take him out several times during the day. So I get outside that way, but
Good.
no, I'm not a big grass toucher. I'm for it. I'm all for it, by all means, but
You just haven't exposed yourself too much yet.
Say that again?
I said you just haven't exposed yourself to it much yet. You got to just get out there. Try to spend as much time outside as possible. I feel like that's whenever I'm the happiest, is just touching grass. I mean, yes, I love video games and connecting with people online, but it feels good to touch grass.
It does feel good. You're not wrong. I'm making it sound like I'm some kind of basement dweller here in my apartment. No, I keep like my windows open and like love natural light, and I love going outside throughout the day. You are right. I guess I should say I don't go out and socialize past like Counter-Strike events much. That's when I always consider touching.
Same, actually. Yeah, no. Every weekend is spent right here in this room.
Hey, guess what?
Yes. Tell me.
Sorry. The video lagged on my iPad, so I thought there was no noise, and then I realized I interjected right as you were talking. So
I talk a lot.
Well, yeah, we're ready to hear it, because what I was gonna say is we're not here to talk about me or what's going on in Big D's hood. We're here to talk about what's going on in the Sav hood. What? Let's go back in time here. This is the first question I always ask everybody, because Counter-Strike is your main game, right? I know you play Valorant as well.
Not anymore.
And
I used to. I started out on Valorant, and then the day that the beta went down, all of my friends that I was playing with were like, hey, let's download this other game. It's called Counter-Strike. We used to play it all the time. I was like, okay. And then I tried it for the first time, and then I was like obsessed and got back to it a little bit later. But once I quit Valorant, I was done. I'm over Valorant. It's really just CS, honestly.
Okay. All right. Just Counter-Strike. We like that even better.
Yeah.
Let's go back in time and hear how it all started. What are your earliest memories of gaming, and how did they lead you to Counter-Strike?
Ooh, I love this question. Okay, so let's see. My mom is a gamer. She loves games. She's always been like a computer gamer. So I can remember, I don't know exact ages, but I feel like I was in like first grade, and I would play Nancy Drew games with my mom. Have you ever heard of those before? Probably not. Oh, you have? Okay, yeah. Like story mode games, like I loved them. So I would always play with her. We would fight over the mouse who was, clicking at certain times. But that was like my earliest memories of gaming. And then, just the ones that I feel like all of us were playing as kids. Like I'm trying to think, like the Pajama Sam or like the Carmen Sandiego, like those little ones like that. But I feel like
Pajama Sam.
You remember that? Yeah, like all of those.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I remember doing those. But I'd say earliest is like with my mom for sure. She's, if anything, who got me into gaming, and then she's still a big gamer. But she plays Grocery Store Simulator instead of Counter-Strike. So yeah.
Come on, Mom.
I know. One of these days I'll get her on there. She's played Dead by Daylight with me, so maybe Counter-Strike soon. We just got to get her a PC.
Is that a real game, Grocery Shopper Simulator?
You'd be so shocked how many simulator games there are. She literally plays Grocery Store Simulator. There's like Supermarket Simulator. There's like Bookstore Simulator. There's all the different simulators. I'm like, girl, you could just go work those jobs and actually make the money for it, but okay, I get it. So yeah, those are my earliest memories.
Well, how did you find Counter-Strike then? Have you been playing Counter-Strike since the earliest days of Counter-Strike?
No, I freaking wish. I feel like I'd be so much better by now if I did. But no, the way I found Counter-Strike was whenever the Valorant beta went down. I had this like group of friends that I was really close with at the time, and we would play Valorant together like every single day. So then whenever the beta went down, they told me to download Counter-Strike, and truthfully, the first day on, I hated it because it was just 10v10. It was casuals. So I was just like, what is this game? This is so chaotic. Like, how do you guys play this? I was thinking that was how it was played all the time. And then got off of that. Valorant came back, you know, in the real form, whatever. It wasn't in beta anymore. And then I played Valorant for maybe like 6 months. And then I was just over it. It was too many abilities, too many agents. I was getting so overwhelmed with just all the different things that were coming at me. And God forbid I didn't play the game for like a month or two. Suddenly I'm like missing out on certain agents and maps that are added. So I didn't really like that. So then telling that to my friends, they were like, well, why don't you try Counter-Strike again? And I was like, that fucking game with 10v10, no. But they were like, no. As long as you get past your, you know, preliminary games, you can play normal. So then finally I started playing normal Counter-Strike, and I was literally obsessed. I loved it, like right away, because I'm like, the thing that stressed me out about Valorant the most was all the agents, all the different things. So to go to a game where I can have the same pieces of utility that everybody else has, it was like music to my ears, and I loved it. And just not having to learn so many extensive characters, like it's freaking League of Legends. Like it was so much better to just focus on the actual mechanics and just like the basics of, you know, Counter-Strike. So yeah, I was kind of just hooked on it the moment I got on it. But that was 6 months before CSGO was gone. So whatever time frame that is, what is that, 3 years ago? I don't even know. I have the worst time frame. Is that 2 years ago, 3 years ago? When was CSGO?
So you started right when the CS2 beta started, right?
6 months before that. I played CSGO for probably like 6 months, I would say, before I got on CS2. So whenever that was.
That would be three full years now.
Yeah, so then 3 years ago. Yep.
So you're still just getting started in your Counter-Strike journey. That's
For
exciting.
Sure. Yeah. I love it.
I feel young in my Counter-Strike journey, and I've been around since the beginning of CSGO. So I've been here like 12 years now in Counter-Strike, playing it a lot. But I feel young compared to like the people I play with that are in their 30s like me, because they've been playing since it was like 1.3, and they've been around for like 20 plus years in this damn game. And I'm like,
I know.
This game's got history. Dude, I can't wait to see what happens in 100 years. Well, maybe hopefully I'll be alive.
Hopefully humanity's still around. Hopefully.
Well, yeah. Don't worry, Elon Musk is gonna have us all of our brains tapped into the Matrix by then. We'll be, if we're not already there right now.
For sure.
He says we're there right now. It does say in your Twitter bio that you're a philosophy and psychology lover. Does that mean you explore some of these far-fetched theories such as simulation theory?
Yeah.
You think we're living in a simulation?
Not necessarily. Honestly, what got me into philosophy specifically, psychology I've always been interested in. That's what I studied in college for a year before I realized the career that I do now. But philosophy, I don't know. I love the different ways of life and just talking to different people and just seeing, you know, what their philosophy is on life and things like that. But I get a little bit into like actual philosophy, you know, history and things like that. Not the simulation theories and things like that. More so just like old philosophers and, you know, just kind of learning more about them. Honestly, the thing that got me so interested in it, have you ever seen the TV show called The Good Place?
No, but it's on my list. I need to watch it.
I'm not even kidding. It's one of my top 3 favorite shows of all time. And it's what kind of like started my interest in just like the different philosophers and things like that and just learning about them. But yeah, I don't know. I just love like talking about just, I don't know, all kinds of things, all the out there things. I feel like that's what my channel is. Like people come to my channel and one, they know they're going to get like good vibes usually, you know, as long as I'm up and at them. But mostly it's just talking about deep topics. I love that. I love talking about things that I feel like everyone else considers really taboo and just, you know, doesn't normally talk about. As long as someone's comfortable talking about it, I feel like that's what a lot of my streams are, just talking about those out there topics that nobody else is usually like teeter-tottering on. So yeah, I love all that stuff. Anything weird, I'm game. The weirder the better.
I like that too. Yeah. Well, and the internet's got plenty of that.
True.
By gum. The internet might have a little too much of it if we're being real right now. It's starting to bleeding into reality as well right now. But yeah, it's fun to. Well, how long have you been streaming for? When did you get into streaming?
Let's see. I started streaming So to rewind just a tiny bit, so I live on the East Coast now. I used to live in California, and I moved out there actually 3 months before COVID started. So that's when I started streaming. So maybe like January of 2020, I started streaming. And I really just started out on Nancy Drew games, what I knew best, and I played Valorant. I played because the Valorant beta had just come out, I think, and then I was just playing Fortnite a bunch. So yeah, I mean, I've loved streaming for years now, but sometimes it's hard, I guess, just trying to balance it with like my full-time career. So it's hard sometimes. I'm not the most consistent streamer, but whenever I do show up, I'm so happy to be there and just meet new people and, like I said, just hear what people are living life like and all kinds of stuff like that. I love it. I love connecting with people just all over the world. I think that's probably my favorite part about streaming is just the range and the amount of people that I get to meet and, all different philosophies on life, all different religions, all different belief systems, like just all different everything. I just think it's so cool. So that's my favorite part of streaming for sure. Just getting to meet all the new people.
That's my favorite part of being on the internet. Is like ever since I was 14 years old playing Halo 2,
Yeah.
learning about all the different people that you can meet on the internet. That's why it's hard for me to not to fathom not just being friends with everybody in real life. It's because at the end of the day, I know we all got the same thing because people come to the internet and they complain about whatever they want usually. And you learn we're all usually complaining about the exact same thing
Yeah.
at the end of the day. No matter what we're presenting on the outside, we're all going through the same shit. So yeah, it's fun getting to meet people from all over the place. Well, that's okay. Let's talk about this gap between Pajama Sam and Valorant here. What was the gaming career like throughout that time?
I'm trying to think
Have you
'cause
always been PC gamer?
no, no. So I didn't get a PC until I started streaming. The same month I got a PC is whenever I started streaming. So no, I wasn't into PC gaming at all. I did have a PlayStation. I never had an Xbox, but I would play like I don't know if it's Resident Evil, but it's a game very similar. I would play like scary games, things like that. My friend and I would play like car racing games, things like that. But it was really just me. So there really just was one friend I would game with all throughout schooling, I would say. And it was just one of my best friends who I would come over her house like every day after school. And we would just go down to her basement and play those kinds of games. But I don't know. It was just like to pass time, I feel like. I don't know. We weren't even like that interested in like the story modes. It was just like so much fun just to connect with someone else while you're there doing something that, is like enrichment in a sense. So I don't know. For me, it's always been more about the connection, but then I think it's always been about the connection until I got to CS, because once I got to CS and I actually felt like mechanically I was like okay at a game and like, okay, wait, I have like a tiny bit of potential. I'm not horrific at this game, which, was a first for me because usually all the other games I just wasn't very skilled at. But for Counter-Strike, it was the first time that I've ever actually wanted to like really deep dive on the game itself rather than just being in Discord, which maybe even is like something that I'm dealing with right now, because whenever I stream, obviously, like, the original reason I came to the internet and streaming and gaming and all that is for connection. So naturally, I'm used to being in Discord with like 5 people, maybe even more, just chatting with us. And, there's all this connection and human, connection going on, and I love it. But at the same time, now that I actually do want to get better at Counter-Strike, which is obviously silly because I'm never going pro and I'm never going to get that big, but I just enjoy getting better at something and trying to get better and, more like that. So sometimes it's hard now because now I feel like I'm so focused on that I almost leave a little bit of like the connection behind sometimes, because it's hard to do both. I feel like it's hard to be engaged in a stream, talking to chat, and then also not sitting in spawn talking to chat at the round and actually trying to pay attention to what I'm doing. So I think that's something, I don't even remember your original question was, but I don't know. That's just something that like I'm dealing with right now, is like my original thing with gaming was just connection, and now for the first time I actually like want to get better at a game. So it's trying to like juggle the two that I feel like is a little bit hard, but I'm trying to get better at and things like that. What was the original question? I forget. Oh, something about the gap in time. Yeah. Basically just playing with my friend like down in the basement, really. Nothing crazy, nothing ever that serious.
That I think it's funny though that you say that, because Counter-Strike is a journey. Like, it's a journey that you set out on, and like maybe at some point you think you're gonna like master it or like understand it fully or whatever, but like as you chip away at it, you realize that this is just a thing that you do, and it's a journey that you're on, and it's a constant. Like, I don't think I'll ever stop playing Counter-Strike in my life. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
I don't plan on
35
it.
and yeah, and I didn't start until I was 23 years old and the magic hit me and it's been 12 years and I feel like I'm just getting started on it. But like through that, you also get the connection. Like
Hmm.
I've made the best friends, some of the best friends I'm ever going to make in my life through this game as well,
Hmm.
through going to events, through like playing the game, through playing in league. But I want to come back to something that you said. You said you're never going to go pro. Why?
I think it would be
Surely
really
you can't doubt
hard.
yourself that much.
I guess for me, it's a time commitment thing. So my full-time career, I own a medical spa. So I'm working like 60, 70 hours a week at my main job. And then this is like my side gig right now, right? I come here for, connection and fun and all that stuff, but it's not my main gig. And I feel like I would have to devote more time to it and more yeah, I just feel like I would have to devote more time, and maybe in the future that, I guess, yeah, you're right, I shouldn't say never, that was weird of me, but yeah, I mean, sure, it could happen one day, but I guess just right now it's not on the forefront of my mind, because I know in order to get up to the level of people that have been playing, like, you have, I don't know if you know DK Rad, love her to death, but she's been playing since she was like 5 years old, right? So then I just think of all the people out there that have literally been playing since they were like born practically, and it's like I just know the time commitment that it would take to, I'm never going to catch up to them, but you know what I mean? Like, feel like I'm somewhat on the same level as them. I just feel like it would require a lot more time that I don't have right this moment. But maybe in the future, you never know.
No, no, that makes sense. That's a there's no right or wrong answers here on laying it down, but that's a very acceptable answer to say, no, I own a business and I don't have time to dedicate to going pro.
Unfortunately. I wish I did. I really wish I did. It would be super cool.
But you still, I mean, it's still a game that like causes you to like that's always been a fascination for me with Counter-Strike is the people that like play it and have no desire to like get better. Like
Hmm.
even if it's not something you play seriously, you still like are like I need to get better at this game when I'm
Hmm.
playing it.
But honestly, I have to be totally honest. I think I was that person whenever I first started out in Counter Strike. And I didn't, because for me, again, right, think back to what I said before, where whenever I'm showing up to gaming, I'm really just there for the connection. I'm not trying to win the game ever. I was never trying to actually win the game. So for me, when I first came into Counter Strike, at least for the first probably like year, it was just running it down. I'm just running it down. I'm just trying to like la di da di da di da di da. I'm hanging out with my friends, having a blast. But like, oh yeah, there is an objective. But like, I just didn't really care. It was just like, I'm just here, to exist. And like, it was very much just like I was playing deathmatch. I'm just running around. Oh, can I get a kill anywhere? Like, I didn't think about strategy. I didn't know anything about the game. To be fair, I literally knew nothing about the game. I'm still learning things, like you said. I'll never stop learning. Like, it's just, it goes on forever. But I definitely used to be someone that was just like so casual, and I just didn't give a flying F. And then I don't know, I don't even really know where it really switched, but one day I don't know. I think it was probably, honestly, if I had to think, it was like I hit like a really nice clip for the first time, and everybody was like, whoa. And I was like, all right, wait, there's something to this. I might want to try to actually get better. And then I think I just had like the motivation to actually get good. But yeah, I definitely used to be the one that just, I don't know, just running it down. And so that's why whenever I run into those people, sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't even be that mad because I used to be me. But yeah, yeah, I love that I'm caring more about it now and actually trying to get better.
None of us should be mad at casuals by any means. It's not good. We need more casuals to come play the game so that eventually they become more competitive, right? So that we have a wider
Sure.
wider pool in the game. But yeah, I mean, being casual isn't it's not a bad thing by any means, but even if you are casual for a while, eventually, like I also have friends that I've known that have played for like 7, 8 years that they haven't got a lot better because they also have like full-time jobs and
Mhm.
families and stuff,
Yeah.
but they're better than they were obviously when they started. And they started at that point of like, well, I'm never going to take this seriously. And then after like 2, 3, 4 years of playing, they're like, asking questions and like looking stuff up and like sharing stuff with each other, and it's like you just kind of eventually become a more competitive person
Yeah.
playing the 5v5 game mode.
Yeah.
Well,
I could see that.
what are what do you follow, like professional Counter-Strike or like an NA Counter-Strike?
Yeah, for sure. I think it ends up being like, okay, I don't have much time, so I gotta kind of like select who I watch. So then I end up watching either someone that I might like know in a team. So that I'm never actually like watching all of Counter-Strike. No, it's always like, oh, I caught a game today, or like, oh, I did this like every once in a while. But I hate that I don't know enough of like what's going on. Like I would love to have more time to dedicate to actually like keeping up with it and knowing things like that. But thankfully, like I have so many amazing, cool people in my circle that are like so involved that they just keep me up to date, and I just ask a shit ton of questions and usually ask, okay, what's this team doing? You know, who's this? And so like going to the major, obviously I still like knew everything that was going on leading up into it and how the teams were doing leading up to it. I just wasn't watching every single game leading up into it. But yeah, I usually know what's going on for the most part.
That sounds a lot like me. I don't really know what's going on unless I'm like watching it or casting it. I scroll Twitter and I see some
Same.
news
That's
stuff,
where I see it all. Yeah.
but outside of that, whatever. Like
Mhm.
all the Elysian phase news I've been seeing today.
Mhm.
Uh, and he's gonna go play with Metasport, which Metasport is gonna be, I think, at Frag Blocktober in Philly. So I'm like,
Ooh, I'll be there.
are you going there?
I'm going to Philly for sure. Maybe Knoxville. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, for sure Philly.
Well, if you go to Knoxville, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Oh my
If you're
God.
going to Philly, I'll see you in however many weeks until Philly. I think that's let's say
October, yeah.
7 weeks because I think it's
Hmm.
5 weeks after Knoxville. But
Yeah.
so have you gone? So you go to frag events?
Yeah, I've been to my first ever one was last October, and then my second one was just the other. I've only been to the two Philly ones, but yeah, the last two Philly ones I went to and met a bunch of cool people.
Those frag guys are pretty cool.
Hmm. I love all the frag guys. Shout out Ed. That's the homie.
He's gone now.
I know. I'm sad.
It is sad, but well, and people are demanding he come on laying it down with Big D. He's gonna come down on
Yes. He
laying it
must.
down at some point. Yeah, he comes from the same gaming era as I do. I've only gotten to talk to Ed little bits at a time, but yeah, he's all the frag guys I love. But by gum, I love watching Counter Strike more than anything. Have you played in a frag event, or do you just go to spectate?
I've never played. I had someone jokingly ask me like a couple weeks ago if I would start a team, and then I was like, I think that's impossible because I don't know. It scares me because I'm like, what's the? I shouldn't say what's the point. The point is to get the experience, I guess. But I don't know. It's so intimidating because everyone is just wildly amazing. Like it's a lot. It's a big differential that I'm like, and I don't know. I guess also because of the whole recently with the it doesn't seem like it's literally gonna be like pro teams at frags now, so it just seems even sillier to like go as like a team. But I don't know, maybe that's horrible to say, and maybe they still want people to show up as all those smaller teams. I don't know, maybe one day, maybe one day.
You should go play at a frag Rowan
Oh
or a
yeah, is that
frag Jersey or one of the
New
smaller
Jersey?
ones.
True, that's a good idea.
I don't
Just
know
like to
where
get
on the East
my
Coast you are.
I'm close to Jersey. Yeah, I'm not far. That's actually a really good idea. I've never thought about that. Do they do them multiple times a year, or is it just like once a year?
I think they do them once. Feels like they do them once a month. I don't know. You'd have to go check out the website.
Yeah.
I I'm here to yap. I don't really follow or pay attention to really what's going on.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'll give out wrong information. It's more likely I'll give out wrong information if I try to pay attention. But
That's okay.
well, I think there's one coming up in a couple weeks. Like there might be one between Knoxville and Blocktober in Philly.
Okay.
And then they do the Rowan
Definitely.
ones as well sometimes. I mean, there's your boy has thought about moving up to the northeast just so I can involve myself
In the
in the
events.
land scene.
Dang.
Well, but well, I think we're gonna go to Portland, Oregon, and try to start our own scene up there.
Hell yes. Oh my gosh, Portland's one of the couple of cities that I really want to live in. I'm either like Portland, Oregon, love to live in Colorado or Arizona. Those are like my three. So that's sick.
Hey, I live in Arizona.
No way, look at that.
That's
See?
where I am right now.
We got the
It's
same taste
bright
in
and
climate, I
sunny
guess, or
outside.
something. I love Arizona so much.
It's so nice here. I don't want to move away, but all my family and friends live in Portland, and my nephew is going to be 5 in October, and I have hung out with him,
Oh,
I think, 4 or 5 times since he's been born. So I'm like,
that's sad. Yeah.
shit, I need to be up there before you're too old to realize I'm not in your childhood. So
Hmm.
plus I got a bunch of friends up there.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I have a unique knack of turning this show around on myself and putting the spotlight on me. My apologies.
Big D, we're here for connection, okay? I'm trying to get to know you a little bit
That's
while you're trying to get to know me. That's okay. It's totally
that's
fine.
right. Okay. Perfect. Well, what else would you like to know?
Hmm. In that case, what are like the events that you've run? Have you ever done anything outside of Frag? Have you ever done casting for anything like a big event outside of Frag, or is those like your main things that you go to?
Big event? No.
Okay.
I've been doing the off-season shenanigans online league
Hmm.
for this year, for season 7 and 8, and season 9 should be starting at some point, I imagine. Stay tuned. But no, I started casting a few years ago, and I definitely had the goal of like, okay, I want to work a major. I want to be at the big event someday, right?
Hmm.
But the more that I've done this now, which I'm closing in on 3 years of doing it, the more that I realize I don't want to take those jobs and opportunities away from those people that are already there, and from all of these young and hungry people that are like fresh out of college or like going to school and have like been practicing it for a while at that age. And I met the frag guys over the last year, and like just as all these things time goes on, I'm like, I just want to do stuff with the frag guys. Like those are my guys. They're all dudes in their mid 30s that come from the same generation as I do, that just love putting on the events and getting to connect with the community. So
Hmm.
uh, I have more interest in just doing stuff like that, and working with them has been a lot of like eye-opening experience of realizing how important that part of gaming is. Like there's been a part of gaming missing for me for like decades now, since I was a little kid,
Hmm.
because I wasn't getting that like human connection at LAN
Hmm.
like you are when you're at those events. So yeah, it's just frag is the big event to me, and so
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna keep plugging away with them.
I love it. I don't like how you started out with saying that, the other guys, it almost sounds like you're saying the other guys deserve more of an opportunity just because of their age, and I hate that. But everything else, I resonated with what you said. It made sense.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I'm not saying they're better than me, or oh, I don't deserve it because of my age.
Good.
I just, or maybe, yeah, I guess maybe, yeah. Well, we can circle back to that one later and dive deeper into it. All right, let's this is what other have you said you went to the major this year?
I did. Yep. I went to the
What
major.
was what was that experience like?
Honestly, incredible. Like, I had already met a lot of the people from the frag events, which was really cool. So I already felt kind of like connected with people going into it. But it was really fun. Like, just one, having a little Airbnb with just like, the homies, just getting to like connect in that level. I think that was honestly my favorite part. Like, I don't know if I should like name drop who was in it, but like I was just with like such amazing people. It honestly made the entire experience. If I wasn't in an Airbnb with all those people, it probably would have been like, okay, it was cool. But being like that connected and just how close we all got, and that was just like super fun. So I really loved that. But honestly, just seeing Counter-Strike on that scale was just such a reminder of how big the sport is. And so that was just super, super cool. And just thinking like, holy shit, how many people are watching at home right now, plus all of these people. Like that was just such a surreal experience, I would say. But it was really fun. I mean, it was just a good one big large social hangout. Plus, we get to watch this game that we play every night. So it was a blast. I had a great time.
There's something really special about those tier 1 events. As much as I like talk up the frag events,
Hmm.
those and that it's there is another special spiritual community experience
Oh yeah.
that you have at those tier 1 events. I got to go to Dallas the last couple of years for IEM, and I didn't go this year, but I went the last 2 years. And yeah, when you're there and you're just in this large arena with all those people
Oh yeah.
screaming about this game, you're feeling every shot, hit you in the chest with the bass, and like it's loud and everything, and everybody going wild. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It is I can only imagine how good the major was. Next, 7 more years, they'll have another major here in the United States.
Is
I'll
that
go
just
to
off
that
of their
one for
track
sure.
record, or is that what they actually say? Like every 7 years we're giving an
No,
NA?
hopefully we get another major
Oh,
here sooner. But
how possible is it, I wonder?
I I it, I think it's just hard because of the visa issues. Like there were a bunch of
Yeah.
like one of the teams wasn't even able to play in this tournament because they had visa issues. Uh,
Yep.
Several players weren't able to play because they had visa issues.
Yeah.
I can understand it, and it doesn't seem like it's getting a lot easier around here in this country either.
Nope.
But we don't necessarily need to. This is a non-political podcast, so.
I know what you're
Hang
saying,
on.
though.
The cat has made his appearance now. Momo, are you coming up
Making
here?
their
Come on now.
appearance. Bobo.
But yeah, I think there should be another event some point in the United States, but it seems hard. I am excited about Cologne, Germany being a major for the first time in 10 years. That was like
Oh, that's
one of
awesome.
the first Counter-Strike majors 10 years ago. Yeah, and now it's
Mhm.
back as a major. Have you ever been outside of the United States to an event or in
I have
general?
not. In general, I've been on a cruise to the Caribbean, but I have not been
Hell
over to
yeah.
Europe or anywhere yet. I'm dying to. I'm dying to. I want to travel so freaking bad. I keep saying that I think it would make more sense for me to, once I have my business established and I'm able to kind of leave with, people that can run it in this location, I would love to just move over to Europe for a year, maybe like 2 years, just to like fully immerse myself, one, in just the environment, but also just because I feel like that's the best way to knock out so much traveling, all rather than for the rest of my life. One time a year, maybe I'll go to Europe. You know what I mean? It's like I would rather just live there, immerse myself in it, and just knock out a shit ton and then be able to come back. But once I'm out there, two things: going to F1 events and CS events for sure. That would be like the coolest thing about being over there, would just be being able to just travel amongst all the different events over there. That'd be really sick.
F1 events would be sick.
Oh,
I don't
so
follow
sick.
F1, but
I love Formula
it
One.
it seems like it seems a lot cooler than just turning left.
For sure.
Sorry, NASCAR fans.
Yeah,
But
I love the idea of going over there. Europe's sick. I think it's so cool.
yeah, I love the that's what I'd kind of like to do as well some days is like move over there for like 6 months or a year
Mm-hmm.
and just be steeped in the culture and be able, because like
Yes.
Europe's bigger than the United States overall, but like the majority of places that I would want to go to
Mm-hmm.
if I lived in somewhere like Belgium or Germany or France or whatever, they would all be within pretty close to each other, that I feel like you could see it all within a year.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. If not within a couple of
And then
weeks even, shoot, for sure.
yeah, and then you got all the Counter-Strike events over there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they've got Counter-Strike jobs over there. Who knows?
True.
You could really live a big dream.
Yeah.
And then they'd struggle to get rid of me.
I do have a random question for you, just because I'm so curious.
Okay.
As someone that is more well versed than me in Counter Strike and cares a lot about NA and is very passionate about it,
Oh boy.
how do we save NACS? I mean, do you have any kind
No,
of
that's
idea?
my question for you.
Don't ask me. I ask
That's
everybody I
literally like
know. Like how?
that's the
How?
question I ask everybody on this show
Oh
is how do we save
gosh.
NACS?
All right, let me
What
try to give
can
my
NA
crappy answer and then you can give your real one. Okay, if I
No,
had
no, no, no. Yours is just as valid as mine.
I just don't know enough. That's the problem. I don't know enough to know the logistics of everything and give an actual like intellectual answer. But I don't know. I guess okay, one, we have to start with like what's the biggest problem right now with NACS? Like, why is there no attention on it besides it's not the players, right? We do have talent here that's capable of being as good as EU, but what would you say the biggest problem with NACS is right now? Why is it going, why are they leaving us and just, focusing over there? What's the biggest thing?
The I think the biggest thing is the ecosystem that was established over the last like 10, 15, 20 years in EU. I think that our cultural, and it's a lot of cultural issues, right? Like,
True.
over in the EU, there's a lot more areas that it is just socially acceptable to be like, I'm going to be a professional gamer and dedicate all of my time to that.
True.
And that's like totally fine. Doing that here in America, people are like, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. You're deadbeat. That's not going to get you anywhere. Like, there's the cultural issue.
That's fair.
That
Yeah.
I think that is the biggest issue first and foremost. However, when it comes to that's esports overall. When it comes to Counter-Strike specifically, Counter-Strike is a really hard is a mature game, and it's got a very mature audience.
Mechanics heavy.
Even if they're all, huh?
I said kind of like mechanical heavy. Like, you've got to be. I don't know. There's a lot to it that I feel like makes people nervous to get into it.
There's a lot to it. Like, if you listen to the comms of most pugs, it's the moment something starts happening, because people, it's intense. It's a really, really intense game.
I'm a panic.
But Counter-Strike, all of us are. There, you hear one nade click or one footstep. Oh, they're rushing me! They're rushing me!
Yes, I have to stop
every
myself.
single time.
Literally.
But with Counter-Strike, it's a really hard sell to a younger audience, I think, because you can't get it. It's really hard to get in high schools, for one, as esports are taking off, because of the terrorists versus counter-terrorists, and that pretty much alone.
Wow. Okay.
That's something high schools in America don't like. The gunplay.
The words.
They can be pretty indifferent about that. Like, Valorant's in a lot of high schools, but it's attackers and defenders, right? And it's a children's game, right? It's all pretty and colorful.
Colors.
But Counter-Strike is, and it's, yeah. So I think those are the main issues that beguile Counter-Strike in NA, and then you can get deeper into the fact that, like, we don't have a LAN ecosystem. Like, Frag is doing everything they can to put LAN tournaments all over the place for people. And I don't know if you were paying attention saw last weekend. Paying attention sounds so derogatory. Like,
no, I get
anyway.
What you're saying.
I don't know if you saw last weekend, but Nostalgia had their LAN in Seattle. It was a smaller LAN, didn't get covered by HLTV, but it was a LAN that people traveled across the country for and played in. And then there was the Clutcher Kick LAN in San Antonio, and that one did get HLTV coverage. So those are starting to happen, but like, with the lack of a LAN ecosystem for us to like get real practice on Counter-Strike, it's tough. And then that's why I think, actually, no matter what anybody says, as frustrating as it is for the homegrown NA players to see all these EU and SA teams and probably some Chinese teams eventually come through, it is so fucking good for our region, because
for sure.
If you talk to the tier 1 pros and tier 2 pros of our region, they will tell you the main problem with our region not being able to compete with other regions is we don't have experience playing other regions.
Yeah.
Whereas all these other regions have a pretty wide surrounding region around them that they can get decent practice against better teams and different teams around them. We just don't have. We have us in Canada, and Canada plays the same Counter-Strike that we do. Mexico is here as well, but they have few and far between teams.
Yeah.
So that's not that much of a like regional difference. So all of those things swirled together, those are the things that I think are the issues with North American Counter-Strike. You tricked me though. You said you were going to give me your answer first, and then here I am at the end of mine.
Well, to be fair, I said give me the solution. You were just giving me the problems. But now that I know more of the problems, I mean, that's even harder to answer because now it's like those are issues that, yeah, those are going to stem across like, time frames that are going to take a while to kind of worry about that. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how we save NACS. I feel like we just need moolah because I don't know. I feel like it just takes so much money to run all those LAN events and things like that. So you've got to have someone that has the money, that's passionate enough about it, like the frag people, like people like that are willing to really invest in it. And I don't know, we got to tap into the Oilers or something because I feel like that's probably a big thing. I mean, that's just what I keep hearing too, right? With like complexity and all that stuff. That's really sad. Like, just seems like money's a big issue too. So we just gotta find the money. That's what it sounds like. Find the money and just get people passionate enough about NA to, want to hold those bigger events where the EU teams are coming out for. I will say, whenever I first heard about the like EU taking over frag thing, I was like, oh man, that sucks for like, the teams that really wanted to go. But then hearing more about it, like I'm sure King, Shalen, he was like talking more about it and it made more sense. And what you just said, he like mentioned that. And yeah, I think it's overall a great thing that they're coming now. But I still see the other side of it, for people like Kicker Clev and all the corrupt guys that are like, oh man, this used to be just playing with the homies. But yeah, either way, I think it's good. It's hopefully, if anything, maybe that's a good step in the right direction. Hopefully, that's all we can hope.
I think it is. It's a good step in the right direction for our tier 1 and tier 2 professional scene. It is in fact a bummer for the like grassroots land scene that helped get it started. That I can understand how much that sucks, obviously. But that means that you just make another one. Like you make another smaller grassroots one that is lock it down for just you and your friends, that kind of thing. I think that would be good as well because they'd get the experience of learning how hard it is to actually run the LAN tournament. But yeah, I think we've got good things coming for North American Counter-Strike, but it's definitely it's a dark time period right now. Like it's yeah. Complexity stepping out of the scene, and that was pretty much it for tier 1 org support in North American Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
There's wildcard kind of.
Yeah.
But they're whatever. And there's M80, but like these are not purely North American teams like Complexity was, like, and Complexity was the last like and even with Hallzerk, it wasn't purely, North American.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe also here's the idea I've been tossing around in my head, Sav. If you care to entertain me,
let's hear it.
I think regions just aren't going to matter here soon. Like,
explain. What do you mean by that?
I think that regional Counter-Strike and esports, mainly with Counter-Strike, because as we're watching these EU teams come to NA and SA teams come to NA and NA go to EU and everybody go everywhere and all of these mixed teams everywhere, I just don't think, I think Counter-Strike may become the first truly universal esport where the only thing that matters is what role/position you play, because that's how a team is being built.
Yeah. I guess maybe I'm realizing I didn't realize it was that big of a deal with the regions and things like that, but I guess you're saying that's been a huge factor of why they'll even take people on. Is that what you mean? Like on a player standpoint, or you mean from the team standpoint?
It's been from a spectator standpoint, for what people I think regions matter more to spectators.
Yeah.
For the last 10 years, orgs and tournament organizers don't care about region. Region has only mattered based on what language you speak. That's the only thing that matters for players. But for spectators, the whole oh, we got to save NACS, or you know, EU has it all and knows what they're doing. It's like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, but like we're all playing the same game. I don't know. We might not be on to something that deep there. So
No,
let's.
I don't know. I think I just had to understand where you were coming from. But now that I understand where you're coming from, yeah, I could see what you're saying for sure. That's a very valid,
I liked.
valid guess.
I like to think that Counter-Strike is gonna heal the world.
I like that. I like to think, I guess I just like to think gaming in general, just all of it will heal the world. But yes, Counter-Strike changing the world would be even more chef's kiss.
That is what I really think is gaming. Gaming in general seems to be this thing that just connects everybody to everything, and we all do it from, yeah, like it goes full circle back to what we were talking about at the beginning, is like gaming is this connective tissue that
Mm-hmm.
brings people that would normally never ever talk in the world
Yep.
together.
Yep. Which is why I love it. But I also think I think we're in the time for it, honestly. Like I have so much hope for like streaming and gaming. I mean, I feel like that is that is like one of the largest things that people are like into right now. Is like live streaming, obviously, but even just like streaming in general. Like I feel like it's moving more in that direction. And maybe in my touch grass loving kind of brain, I kind of hate it because I'm like, oh, then everybody's just online all the time. But I feel like it's just becoming so popular because, you know, post COVID and things like that, a lot of people are just more nervous to leave their house and things like that. So they're not getting connection at all unless they're online and things like that. So I feel like streaming is just popping off bigger than ever right now. I mean, look at huge streamers like Kai Cenat, all the FaZe guys, whatever, like all those guys that are just like, I mean, it's just crazy. Like even so, I take clients at my job, and I talk to clients all day long. And I have a couple teachers. I have, you know, tons of clients that have kids, and I'm always asking just about them and what they're into and what's popular and all that. I literally sound like such a boomer, but I'm literally like, ooh, what are they into nowadays? And I was so shocked by the amount, first of all, by the amount of people that had daughters that were just so obsessed with gaming. I'm like, fuck yes. Like I feel like girls, even my own friends right now, I have no friends in real life that play video games that are women. Like I hate that, but I loved hearing that alone. Just hearing that more like girls are playing games, I was like, hell yes. But then just in general, like whenever they're asking their kids what they want to do and, you know, things like that. Oh, I want to be a streamer. Oh, I want to be a streamer, which obviously to the parents sounds like a nightmare. And then I have to try to like, oh no, I promise there is money in it, whatever. But I just think it's cool in general that like the whole, it seems like everybody's just on the wave of gaming and like, I don't know, just all of that. I guess it's just as the internet gets more extensive too and people just become more obsessed with it. But I think we're in a really cool time right now where as long as we show up and we're ourselves and we're authentic selves, I feel like just all of gaming is just going to get better and better and better. And I hope that it does actually heal the world in a way. But I just think it's so cool. I think it's really cool that everybody gets to connect on this level. And whenever you're in gaming and you're in that streaming world and you're there, it's like, I don't know, everything else just kind of falls down around you and you're just there as two little souls just hanging out. And I feel like that's what's going to heal everyone. It's just the connection aspect of it. I love it.
I agree. I think that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I only have a couple more questions here for you before
Mm-hmm.
we get the hell out of here.
Sure.
And this has been another great episode. Um, for my first question of my last two questions I always ask is, where does your name SleepySav come from?
Ooh, this is a good story. Okay, so SleepySav I've had since high school, so over 10 years now. And it came because in high school I had really bad insomnia. So to the point where I would pull like 3 days of not sleeping because I had really bad anxiety and things like that. And I was just going through a lot at the time. And so I just wouldn't sleep. And so I would come into school and thankfully I was a very nice, sweet kid. I was always like teacher's pet in a way. So all my teachers loved me, but I would literally be falling asleep in the back of their class all the time. And so all my friends just started calling me SleepySav, and I kind of like the alliteration behind it because I love alliteration. And I was like, ooh, that kind of has a kick to it. So I was like, all right, I'll make that my new username. And ever since I've been SleepySav. But yeah, pretty much just because I never used to get sleep, so then I would fall asleep in class. And then now everyone's like, oh, you must sleep so much, SleepySav. And I'm like, it's actually the opposite. I'm an insomniac and I don't sleep. That's why I'm sleepy. But yeah, that's where the name comes from.
I was one of those people up until you told me that story. I thought for sure you must be a sleepy
Sleeping
person
all
that
the
just sleeps
time.
all the time.
Nope, quite the opposite.
Here I stand corrected.
Yup.
or lay corrected, whatever it is.
Lay
I'm on my
corrected.
bed here.
I'm dead.
All right. I got one last question here for you.
Hmm.
And you touched on it a little bit with gaming healing the world, but I want to give you another opportunity to get on a soapbox and really preach about whatever you like. But if you could talk to a younger version of yourself, I don't have a specific age, but
Hmm.
if you could talk to a younger version of yourself and give them some advice, what would it be? It could be Counter-Strike or esports or gaming or life or whatever you want to give them advice on. What would it be?
Ooh, okay. If I had to talk to my younger self, I would say first of all, start being yourself because let me just go on the tangent and then I'll say, but I would say start being yourself, show up in the most authentic way possible. Because I think what I did for a lot of years that I think a lot of people do is they show up to the world how they think they should show up. So they're showing up in ways that they think everybody around them is going to be okay with. And, oh, this is the way I get socially accepted and this is the way I make friends. In reality, that leads to a lot of fake friendships and disappointment later on. I wish I could go back and say, be your most authentic self, be your true self, be your crazy, loud, obnoxious, can't hold eye contact sometimes, be all of that, because that, if anything, you being that version of yourself is only going to attract the actual right people that are supposed to be in your life. And that is how you create long-term meaningful friendships, rather than I went through years of just, like I said, showing up in certain situations like I thought I was supposed to, and then I wasn't ever really being myself. So then whenever I thought about it, I'm like, these people like me, but who do they really like? Because I'm not even being myself. I'm just showing up how they think I should be. And this is what I think I should be doing. So I would honestly go back and say, be yourself, be as authentic as possible, even if that's weird to people, even if that pushes people away. Consider that a blessing that you're pushing people away at the forefront whenever you first meet them because they're not for you, rather than later on 6 months from now whenever you actually showed your real personality to them. That's what I would say.
I think that's really good advice.
Hmm.
I didn't even think about that. The fact that like it creates bad friendships that you're only inviting disaster later when you're fake.
Hmm. Well, I think that's also why I love streaming because, like, honestly, I feel like streaming was truthfully one of the first times showing up fully like myself. Like, just I have a lot of things about me that I hated for a long time that I thought were like disorganized or chaotic or made me look like unprofessional in a standpoint, and I was just all over the place or whatever. But showing up to streaming, it was like from the moment I started, I never really cared. Maybe because in a pessimistic way I didn't think it was ever going to go anywhere, but I never really cared. So then I was like, well, I'm just going to be my most unfiltered self, and whoever watches, and if they don't, that's fine. And yeah, I think that's why I love streaming so much too, is because even in some situations, whenever I'm in a professional setting or something like that and I'm with clientele, I still kind of have to hold back a little bit, and you know who I am because I'm in a professional setting. So to me, it's like the most freeing feeling in the world, being like, all right, at least as soon as I get off here, I can go home, get a Discord game with friends, and I'm like, again, just back to my most authentic, normal, yapping away kind of self. And I think that's why I keep coming back to it every night because I love it.
I love that. Yeah, that's why I like gaming, is because I can just unabashedly be myself, because I am a loud, brash,
Me too.
sometimes annoying person,
Oh, me
but
as
I've
well.
decided it's on other people if they're gonna be annoyed. I can't help myself. I
Exactly.
am who I am.
Hmm. I love it.
All right, well, Sav, just like the end of Hot Ones here, this camera, this camera, this camera.
Oh gosh.
If you wanna tell the people what you got going, any shout outs or plugs, where to find you want to give before we get out of here, now's your chance.
Sure, this is weird. Usually self promo is like no and everywhere you go, so this is weird. Well, I'm SleepySav on Twitter, SleepySav on Twitch. I stream at least a couple times a month as of right now. I'm trying to stream more often. And I will be live tomorrow all day. I'm actually trying to stream for 12 hours. So if anybody wants to catch me then, I don't know when this is going up, but I'll be live, and yeah, you can really just find me on Twitch. I'm on Twitter too, but mostly Twitch at SleepySav.
This will go up. This will go up tomorrow. This will go up. When are you going live?
Sometime probably like 12 noon
Eastern?
Eastern, yeah.
Oh, this will be out well before then.
Well, there you
I
go.
wake up at like 6 a.m. and do the episode real fast in the morning, so
Hell yeah.
it'll be like 7 or 8 a.m. It'll be out 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah, well, perfect. They'll be able to end this episode for an hour and go right into the 12-hour Sav stream. Perfect. Well,
Exactly.
Sav, it was a pleasure getting to meet you and have you on the show here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining and thank you for watching. That is it.
Woohoo!